Hello, it's The Guardian's Peter Bradshaw here, and welcome back to my review channel, providing the Pringles of insight and the ice-cold lager of comment in the dysfunctionally indulgent binge of criticism. And can I just quickly remind you to subscribe and leave a comment? Maura Del Pero's Vermiglio is a richly compassionate, emotional and detailed drama of family secrets in the wartime Italian countryside, in the manner of Ermanno Olmi or the Taviani brothers. It's wonderfully acted with unaffected naturalism by its cast of professionals and newcomers, and finally plays an extravagant, almost shameless pizzicato on the audience's heartstrings.
Il ti disegna ancora. E va a imparare al papà. Magari lei è romantico e stesso. La Lucia si sposa.
Contenta?
Viva gli sposi! 1, 2, 3!
Non so.
The setting is the remote alpine village of Vermiglio in 1944, near the border with Germany's South Tyrol. Cesare is the village schoolteacher, whose wife Adele, played by Roberto Ravelli, is continually pregnant. He is a white-haired, bespectacled man of fierce standards, who also runs an adult literacy class and whose prestige in the community equals and exceeds that of the priest. Cesare is played by Tommaso Ragno, looking in Hollywood terms like a cross between Christopher Plummer and Sam Elliott, with innumerable sons and daughters, of whom Dino, Patrick Gardner, is the sulky ne'er-do-well whose mediocrity and excessive drinking pains him. Ada, played by Rachele Potric, is the well-meaning and obedient girl of whose honest efforts in the household and schoolroom he approves. But Tommaso is unaware of Ada's intense friendship with local girl Virginia, played by Carlotto Gamba, and also Ada's habit of breaking into his desk and treating herself to impure thoughts, guided by her father's secret stash of lewd photographs. She also appears to have private, solitary moments behind the bedroom cupboard door. Flavia, played by Anna Thaler, is the academic star due to be sent away to boarding school, and the oldest is sensitive Lucia, played by Martina Scrinzi, whose destiny is unclear until a fugitive army deserter shows up, Pietro, played by Giuseppe De Domenico, helped here by Lucia's cousin, whose life he appears to have saved, and who is now suffering from what we would now call PTSD. Poor Pietro lives hidden away in the barn, although nobody seriously fears his detection, or for that matter denunciation, and he catches Lucia's eye at church. Soon they are kissing, and then they are getting married, with Lucia pregnant, and director Mauro Del Pero's calm, undemonstrative storytelling style contrives for the wedding to happen as matter-of-factly as the heart-wrenching death of someone else's baby earlier in the drama. Tommaso is the one with complex tastes and indulgences. In addition to his private photographic collection, there is his public addiction to gramophone records. He buys them with money which his wife furiously reminds him would be better spent on food. It is food for the soul, he counters, his soul at any rate, and he likes playing Vivaldi's Four Seasons to his class. Del Pero shows that their lives could continue perfectly well like this, idyllically happy in many ways, an existence lovingly framed with beautiful shots of the snowy landscape in which you can almost feel the bitter, tingling cold. But the end of the war is the beginning of their problems. Pietro now has to journey south to his home village in Sicily to make contact with his family. And so pregnant Lucia, trusting but uneasy, waves him off, having been promised that he will write. But days and weeks pass without a letter, and a dramatic event occurs. There is a compelling drama in Vermiglio, conveyed with an almost Hardy-esque intensity. The cow milking scene at the beginning actually put me in mind just a little bit of Tess of the D'Urbervilles, although there is nobody here of a higher or different social class. This is a movie which inhabits its own universe with such ease and calm, but also widens it to include us, the audience, who are inducted into its mysteries. It's such a lovely film. And now it's time for a slightly subdued edition of that semi-regular feature on this channel, Serendipity Corner. This week saw the saddest of events, the death of Tony Slattery, the brilliant improv comedian, star of the TV show Whose Line Is It Anyway in the 80s and early 90s, an award winner for his stage performances, and a member of the golden Cambridge Footlights generation, that included Emma Thompson, Hugh Laurie and Stephen Fry. I myself overlapped a little with him at university, and it's no exaggeration to say that Tony and Tilda Swinton were the Cambridge student megastars of that time, and I thought that he was an amazing comic turn. Slattery died at 65 of a heart attack, poignantly despite having made recent progress with his health issues, and he himself had spoken courageously about his struggles with depression and addiction, particularly to cocaine, which has such a catastrophic long-term effect on cardiac health. Tony Slattery never made much of an impact in the movies, despite appearing in The Crying Game, and perhaps cinema was where he might have developed a serious performing side. But one film where he did have a prominent supporting role, which matched his revue comedy background, was the now very unfashionable Peter's Friends from 1992, co-written by Rita Rudner and Martin Bergman and directed by Kenneth Branagh, about a collection of Cambridge University chums reunited for their first time in their 30s at the palatial home of their posh pal Peter, played by Stephen Fry, brought together in midlife angst to ponder success, failure, love, life, death. You can stream it for nothing right now on YouTube.
Actually, this is Brian. I meant Brian. I meant Brian. No, I did. I completely meant Brian. I'm very bad with names. I'm sorry. It's completely my fault. Brian, you've been talking about Brian for months, haven't you?
We only met a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, congratulations. You look very happy together. I wonder who's picking us up.
Peter's Friends became seen by some as a frankly insufferable exercise in actly Oxbridgey self-love, and it became trendy to criticise that tallest of tall poppies, Kenneth Branagh. It was marketed at the time as a kind of British Big Chill, a comparison in which Peter's Friends was always going to come off second best. In fact, Peter's Friends isn't as bad as all that. The opening sequence in which Peter and his friends perform a cringeworthy, though actually of course amazingly accomplished, can-can-style revue musical number for his father and his grumpy old dinner-jacketed friends as an after-dinner entertainment is almost Bunwellian in its horror, and Hugh Laurie and Imelda Staunton are both very good. And this certainly paved the way for Richard Curtis, who got the formula right in the way Peter's Friends really didn't, with his 4 weddings, with James Fleet in Fry's posh role and central rom-com persona for Hugh Grant and Andy McDowell. And just 3 years later, Emma Thompson began her own Hollywood career with Sense and Sensibility. It all started, arguably, with Peter's Friends. As for Tony Slattery, his life story challenges us to think what we mean by failure. He had a glorious career on screen and stage, withdrew for a long time for health reasons, endured loneliness and heartbreak, maybe found that there wasn't much money left after the dealers and the tax man had been paid. But then he returned in later life to find out that he was loved. It sounds like success. And that's it. Please give this vlog a like and a share. Please hit the subscribe button with a savage force, preferably with an animal cry of profound affirmation. And also do the same thing with the Buy Now button on Amazon once you have looked up my new book, The Body in the Mobile Library and Other Stories. Details are given below. See you next time.